I can't let you get close.
Dog man to the rescue. That's gonna be our intro. Welcome back from Mexico.
Yes, sir.
All right, so welcome back. We now have episode 3 with good sound quality going on here, and we finished the second half of films, which was a chore. You watched what? 3 films today? 3 films yesterday?
No, it was
2 films.
Two yesterday, 3 today.
Yeah, and I watched 2 yesterday, 3 today as well. And so we rounded out that list. I guess we can kind of touch on, there's some films that we missed. We missed the Peter Pan one. What the fuck are you doing?
Oh, my bad.
What the fuck? We missed the Peter Pan Neverland. I actually saw that on the Netflix website that we use.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah, Netflix. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's on there.
The new one or the old one? I'm just asking. The new one or the old one?
Peter Pan horror film.
No, I'm talking about the new website or the old website?
Oh, the new one.
Oh, the new one.
Yeah, the
okay,
new one. It's on there.
And?
So we could watch it. I didn't check it out, though. So.
Okay, never mind.
But we missed that film. The Brutalist technically came out last year in December, so
I don't know why we're getting it now.
We got it in the States January 8th.
So it was a foreign film.
It was a Canadian film.
It was Canadian.
Canadian. Yeah, we're not going to count that for the January films. Okay. Sorry if anyone was expecting our review for that one. Maybe we'll do a one-off for that eventually.
Yeah, I mean,
people really want.
I mean, bro.
3.5 hours is stupid, though.
Yeah, that's literally, it's 2 movies, bro.
That's more than that, man. Damn. It's on the website, though.
I mean,
so we could watch it. Yeah, but that's just too long of a film, and technically came out in December. So if we want, though, the Oscars are in March.
Okay.
They're March 6th. So if people want to hear about if that wins like a couple Oscars, which it might.
Okay.
People can maybe want to hear a review on that. We can do it then. But for right now, I'm not counting that towards January, just because that's a
fair
long
enough.
film.
That's fair enough.
But we watched what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think 13 films. I'm missing one, I think.
Well, I think you're probably not counting Amelia. Is that what it is?
No. Well, Amelia doesn't count. Cause
that doesn't count?
That was a one-off video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hopefully people enjoyed that.
What a terrible movie.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Let me see.
So, yeah, that's the list. If you can tell me like if I missed anything there. It was Better Man, Room Next Door, Last Showgirl, Den of Thieves, One of Them Days, Flight Risk, Inheritance, Dogman, Presence, Brave the Dark, Valiant One. What am I missing there?
Last Showgirl, Den of Thieves.
What am I missing there? Technically, there was another film called Love Me that we didn't go watch.
Wait, there was?
There was a film called Love Me. It was about AI robots basically like falling in love when there's no humans in the planet.
Oh, so Companion.
And it started... No, but it was literally 2 robots falling in love.
No, I know.
Yeah. It was another AI love story.
I'm over it already.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm so over it.
We didn't watch that because it was in like a one-off theater.
All I could think about when I was watching Companion was like Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit Become Human.
Yeah, that's all.
Which is a great game.
No,
and that did the story the best.
It's a good story.
Yeah.
I don't really like it as a game.
That's true.
I'm not really big a fan of like those
kind of games, really.
Not really. I think the last one I enjoyed was like the Walking Dead one, and even that one I didn't really.
That much?
Nah. Well, the Telltale games, yeah. Nah.
We'll get into the first couple movies because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 films to cover. Seven films to cover for the second half. We already did the first half, episode 2. If you haven't seen that, go check that out. And we're gonna finish off the month with these. So I want to start with Flight Risk.
Okay.
That's why. You know why? Because I rated it the lowest.
Really?
Out of every film I've seen this month.
What'd you rate it as?
I get a 4.
Out of 4?
I get a 4.
Really?
Yeah. So obviously
below average.
I'll take your input. Yeah, 100%. I'll take your input on it, but I hated that film. Genuinely,
You hated it, guys.
That was the worst film I've seen this month. That was worse. I would rather watch Amelia Perez than watch that.
What did it? That's crazy. What didn't you like about it?
Well, okay, let's introduce Flight Risk, I guess. So Flight Risk is the new Mark Wahlberg film. Whoop-de-doo, Mark Wahlberg's still in the industry.
He's balding in this one too, which is hilarious.
Yeah, his hairline is crazy. I like Mark Wahlberg, please.
So my whole thing was I don't think the acting was bad at any point in time.
No,
I just didn't like Mark Wahlberg's character.
I didn't like any of the story. So, okay, Flight Risk has to do with basically, it's a 3-character story, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, it has Mark Wahlberg, it has the cop lady, and then it has the actual prisoner, Winston. And those are 3 people. You're going to see them an hour in the runtime, maybe more than an hour of runtime.
Well, they're there the entire time. The only person that isn't there the entire time is Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah. So they're basically there the entire film, and you just kind of watch them all in a plane. What are they? It's like a this Winston, they catch him. He's gonna start telling on this mob boss that he worked for, and they're trying to escort him over to a safe spot
To testify in New York, yeah.
And it's not going well. Mark Wahlberg comes in, so that's the film. It's like a blockbuster film. This film coming in hot. I saw a lot of commercials for it and a lot of flack for it. Obviously, if you have Mark Wahlberg, it's gonna be a pretty high up film, no?
I don't know.
He's a what a.
I have no idea what he is. I consider Mark Wahlberg the same as like Kevin Hart or like The Rock.
We're exactly. Mark
I don't think
Wahlberg,
he's like some sort of like amazing A-list actor.
He is though, because you know how much those people cost.
I don't know how much that, but
They
that's
cost
not
a
what.
lot.
I mean, I don't know what other people's definition of an A-list actor is, but to me, an A-list actor is a good actor.
A good actor,
An actor who's like if you hear his name or her name, you're like, oh, that movie's gonna be good because X Y Z is.
I
want
want to say A-list actor has to do more with like money. You see Kevin Hart, you're gonna make money basically. That's what they think.
I guess
That's why he costs so much. You have The Rock, you're gonna make money. That's kind of what it goes for. I want to say. I don't know.
No. I mean, I'm sure you're right, but for me, that's
Maybe.
not. For me, like an A-list actor is like Denzel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Or like Leo DiCaprio. And I don't play.
Right.
They're not on the same
No,
level
no,
to me.
right,
You know what I mean? So that's why I
Yeah.
don't consider them A-list
Like
actors.
like Christian Bale.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like that's an A-list actor to me. Or
Alright.
maybe they're on a separate tier.
They could be.
Maybe they're like S-tier actors.
Yeah, maybe like they have to come to you. You can't go to them with the film.
yeah, exactly. They're like S-tier actors. The other ones are like A-list. Okay, fine, whatever.
So I give Flight Risk a very bad score. I will say I hated this film. This film was very boring and it didn't make any sense to me. So
There were definitely some things that didn't make sense to me too.
I just didn't like the premise of it either. I don't know.
Which is
just the whole like cop lady, you know, she got her job back basically, and they go and find this crime boss's assistant,
accountant.
Accountant.
He was laundering money for
the mob boss.
yeah.
And he's this comedic character for some reason, and then they all are in a plane in a confined space for an hour and a half. I hate films like that.
Oh, okay.
I do not want to see the same space for an hour and a half. Those characters were not compelling enough for me to be able to stand all three of them in one small space. That was so like bad.
Okay.
You know, and so it was just dumb decision after dumb decision after just bad writing, bad characters, and the story made sense kind of, but I don't know. I didn't like it. Did you have any like big things that you didn't like on this? Because then we're gonna get into spoilers. So
I mean, yeah, the only thing I really didn't like was, and I guess the only real big, I guess, like plot hole or whatever is that like, so like the lady in this movie whose name I really can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just saw it.
Yeah.
She, I guess, you know, whatever. So the reason that she ended up becoming a pencil pusher, and then coming back on the field was because she essentially killed her last perp. Like she didn't kill them, but she was the reason that they died.
Yeah.
And so this time around, when they actually figure out that Mark Wahlberg's character isn't who he says he is, they just don't kill him right off the bat, which is insane to me.
Which is so dumb.
Yeah, which is insane to me. That's literally the only thing I don't like. Or also too, something that really kept bothering me. In such a he escapes or awakes from unconsciousness multiple times throughout this movie, and you would think that, all right, fine, if you're not going to kill him, you would pay closer attention to him and all the things that he does.
Back turned to him half the film.
Yeah, bro, and it's actually insane how often they turn his back to him. But like other things in the movie, like to me, I don't know, I don't know. Okay, like for example, in the beginning of the movie, right, and I think it was like a cool callback, is when they're talking, what's his name? Winston is trying to talk to Mark Wahlberg's character.
Yeah.
And he's talking about how he has $1 million stashed up somewhere.
Right.
And then he goes on this tangent and talks about how they were paying off some other guy
For $25K a month.
Yeah.
For a while.
in that other state or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
And then I like how when towards the middle of the movie, towards like the climax, when like everything starts to actually hit the fan.
When they're like, who's the leak?
Yeah, when they're like trying to figure out who the hell is like the person that's leaking all this information, the cop lady pieces it together, but it's not something that like the audience couldn't do too.
Right.
And like I always appreciate that stuff when it was just like when she said when she was trying to get through to like the chief or commander,
the commander, yeah.
and they were like, oh, I'm gonna put you through to his house and so and so,
Yeah.
and then she got off the phone with him and she's like, wait a minute, like he lives in so and so,
Yeah.
and like you said that you were wiring 25 grand a month to somebody in so and so, shoot, like it's him. Right. That stuff like that to me is like kind of cool that they pick those pieces up together.
I think it was really bad writing. I think that's what that was. So this is my thing, right? I hate when movies just don't understand like basic humans, right? Which is like sounds stupid, but this is what I mean, right? So when she was skeptical about her friend, the other commander or the other general, whatever her name was, right? Where she was like, oh, no one knows, only you knew all these things, like blah blah blah. And so she told the real commander, the real general. Right? Which first of all, the movie tries to throw you off and be like, oh, it's her, which was to me also just bad writing. Like, okay, we got it. And then it's like, no, it's this guy now, and just flips. And so when they're talking to him and he's like, okay, yeah, no, I'll be right on that for sure. Where's she at? She's in New York? Say less, right? I'll check that out. And then he hits her up and hits her with all right, if you need anything, call me at my lake house in Sydney or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Who talks like that? No one says that. Bro, if I ever told you to call me, I'm like, yo, bro, call me at my crib in Sarasota, Florida. Why would I say that? I would just be like, yo, just call this number. Or call me at this phone. Or call me at this number. Whatever. No one says, yo, call me at my Sydney house in Massachusetts. No one talks like that.
Why does that bother you?
That's just so annoying. That is so annoying. The writer wrote that in for that exact reason. They had no other reason to show that, like, the main character, she was smart enough to put things together or find out who the real leak was. So to me, they just cut corners and were like, all right, we're going to make him not talk like a human for a second and throw in this piece of information that will criminalize him.
It was probably just like a landline, though.
Sure. Who talks like that?
But how else are you supposed to know where he's coming? Because like you have to dial in the right area code and all that other nonsense.
But she doesn't know the area code for City. She just tell her, hey, just call me back at this exact number. She was already on the phone with him.
Yeah.
Right? No one speaks like that. It was so bad. When I heard that, I was like, oh my God, it's this guy. And then she goes, oh, I'm sure it is at this place. 25K, and then he gets. He starts going crazy. Hey, hold on now. Yo, wait a minute. Like, didn't even try.
Try to what?
Oh, the hell are you talking about?
I guess.
Yo, she's talking about 25K a month. What are you saying? Do you need help or not? And then throw her off or something. This guy was just like, no, fuck you. No, you're not going to find anything. I'm going to kill all you guys. Bro, this guy's been stealing under everyone's nose or been working with this mob boss for supposedly a while now, and he's supposed to be this smart, clever commander, and put the wool over everyone's eyes.
I mean, I guess, and that's not how I saw it, but yeah,
it was garbage to me. That whole flip and switch, that was trash to me. And I hated that. I hated how, again, another character that just wasn't human to me, Hassan, the pilot that they found on the phone, bro. Why are you flirting when she is in a death scenario?
So this is one thing that I equated to like getting her mind off of the fact that she may or may not die.
To me, it was just so lazy.
Yeah. I mean, I guess
it was lazy and dumb
because nothing happened after
that.
You know what I mean?
Happened at all.
They didn't even extend that sort of love story after that.
No.
I literally just thought it was one of those things where like it's like a side conversation to keep her mind off the fact that
to me it was trash. Why are you... Yo, if someone called me, yo, I really need help. I don't know what I'm doing with making a drink, right? Right? If you guys call me, hey, I got plenty of people at the bar. I need a drink right now. And you're like, I'm killed. These people are, you're in a bad situation. Sure. I'm not going to be like, all right, man. Hey, bro, just throw something in the air, start making jokes and start... No, I'm going to... All right, this is what you need to do. Make sure you're safe. Make sure you're good, right? That's a dumb comparison, but still.
I get... But I think it's just one of those... Everybody tackles it differently.
To
you know
me,
what I mean?
It was retarded. Winston,
because even like in real life, like at work, some people like our coworker Marisa, melt down.
That's right.
And other people are just, you know what I mean? Oh, damn, that sucks.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you have to work with different personalities.
Yeah.
And Hassan's character wasn't a bad character.
No.
He was cool.
And again, and I'm sure, like, if in that situation, if she did not like that, he would have, you know what I mean?
Chilled.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe, but to me, it just wasn't human. If someone, especially, he's supposed to be a military personnel, right? My assumption?
I don't know if he's supposed to be
They said, hey, we're going to get a pilot. She's in the military. She's in the FBI, whatever she's in.
Yeah.
I would assume they'd get a special agent or someone who's a pilot on the phone. They did.
Because
hopefully it's not some random guy. This guy's in the force.
I'm not even sure they would want to do that because they had assumed that there was a leak. So it probably might have been better for them to get to just like
That was before they knew there was a leak.
that's before they knew it was a leak.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
That was way before they knew it was a leak because she was just talking. She was like, "Oh, hey, this guy wasn't who he's supposed to be. I need help."
Well, because remember
and then they started piecing together things after. Because Winston was like, "Oh, hey, I didn't tell anyone this. I didn't tell anyone that. I didn't tell anyone that." That was already after they had the pilot.
No, it was before that though. Because remember, he started talking to her about
No, the plane was crashing. They needed a pilot immediately. That's why they got the pilot after the plane was steady back on autopilot. That's when they started talking.
After he got conscious. Remember, because they asked him for help. They're like, "Hey, can you fly this plane?" And then he started talking to her about her past, about how she's back on the field and yada yada.
First, they got a pilot. Then I think they started talking.
No, he didn't get conscious afterwards. That didn't make because remember they asked him for help in the beginning.
I know.
And he was like, "No, I'm not gonna help you." Like I don't. And they were like, "Oh, he doesn't care if he lives or dies."
Yeah.
He spoke to them first, and then they realized, oh shoot, like this guy is not.
I just remember when she called back and she was like, "Hey, we got a pilot for you," and then she was like, "Oh, hey, by the way, I think there's a leak." Goes from there. That's what I remember. I don't know. The movie was very confined.
It's an hour. It's not even an hour and a half.
It's like I think
it's like an hour and 25 or 24.
Winston's character, I hated it. Like, why are you making jokes? Why are you funny?
That's just how some people are.
I don't care. That was a bad character. You're telling me he's supposed to be like a smart guy? Nah.
I mean, he doesn't believe that one.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. That was bad. The whole thing also where like Mark Wahlberg's character has blood on him still from killing the last pilot, or where the last pilot's ID is on the ground. Just sloppy work.
The guy was in jail for so long.
Why is there only one cop with a crazy criminal? Why, this guy is supposed to be like
he's just an accountant.
Lockdown. Yeah, but he's
just an
accountant for one of the biggest mob bosses.
Yeah, but
they're privately flying him over. They would have more people on him.
I don't think so. He's not someone that murders people.
He's not, but they would have more people.
He's literally just there to testify, and 100%. he gave up immediately.
I know.
They came to the house and he was like,
his life is in danger. They would absolutely, especially in the U.S., they would 100% have more people than that. So that was also lazy to me. The ending was terrible. So abrupt.
The ending was abrupt. I was
just ended.
I wanted to see them taking a trial or so. I wanted to see something other than that. Yeah, they kind of
just ended.
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg gets banged by a truck. And then she shoots another guy working for the commander.
Hilarious. That was hilarious, by the way.
That was it. That was the film.
That was hilarious. I love that scene so much.
I don't know. Flight Risk to me just was not it. The director, I don't think he knew what he was doing. I think they were just trying to make a cash grab. Films like that to me don't make sense to just have one space. And I don't know. I didn't like some of the story aspects. I could go on and on about how much I didn't like this film, but genuinely, I would never watch this film again. I'm sad I watched this film for the first, in general. I give Flight Risk a 4.
Okay.
What'd you give it?
I'll give it a 5. I don't think it was below average. I think it was pretty average. I think it was just cliche enough. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Like I didn't laugh at some of the jokes.
It was
that, you know what I mean.
But just to keep it
again, like some of the action to me was like pretty decent. I like some of the conversations they had, like the back and forth, like for example when he was talking to her about her past. And then she just immediately starts beating the crap out of that guy. Like, stuff like that to me was, like, not bad. Then, I mean, again, what was other stuff kind of, like, out there? Like, when she shot him with a flare and he flew to the back of the plane?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what I mean?
When she opened the window?
She had to open the window.
But that was stupid.
Why?
Because then, like, the air and all, I'm not sure exactly all the science aspects around it. But all I know is if you open a window.
It beats choking to death to, like...
If you open a window in a plane, I'm pretty sure it goes south.
Right? No, it doesn't.
Well, I don't know. The whole not killing him and just letting him stay alive the whole time.
In the
just
beginning,
for him to die at the end.
Yeah, in the beginning, I understood it, right? Because I was like, okay.
Once he escapes and attacks you 3 more times, you gotta call it.
Like I said, in the beginning, I get it because like she couldn't shoot him. I get it. Big risk in a plane. Can't shoot him.
Right.
Got it. And they lost a knife.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a hassle. Don't kill him. Yada yada. Anything like every other time after that, it's like okay. At some point, you gotta.
She even just started shooting him
at the end. Basically, when they were landing, which was the green light to me because remember they ran out of fuel anyway.
I guess.
So the dude was like, "Listen, you're less flammable. There's no power in the engine. This is actually easier to land the plane when you're like that." My whole thing was at the end, I was just so I was offended because he was like, they were like, she was landing the plane. He's like, are you gonna do this? You gonna do that? All right, good luck. She was like, wait, huh? And she just landed the plane like terribly.
This guy calmed her down the whole film just to be like, when she needed him most,
bro. He just left like that. That's crazy.
He got disconnected. Party chat ended there.
I thought that scene was gonna go away. I thought he was just gonna be trying to talk her through that the entire time while she was landing. Dude was just thirsty as hell.
Mark Wahlberg also, he escapes again. They get into like a 1 second scuffle, shoots him a couple times, get back to the plane.
That's how it's gotta happen, bro.
That was crazy, but I don't know. Okay, so then we'll land in the middle 4.5.
If you want, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I said, it's an average film to me.
I couldn't ever watch that film again. I would absolutely rate that underneath Emilia Perez. I would rate that lower than any other film I've watched this last month. I'm not gonna say it's worse than like Werewolves, but it's bad. So okay, Flight Risk 4.5 out of 10. Don't watch that film. I don't care what anyone says. I can't believe they didn't kill. God, Mark Wahlberg, please, man, you ruined Transformers.
Yeah, ruined is crazy.
He did.
He didn't write it.
Oh, I don't care. He
didn't write it.
He ruined Transformers. All right, we're going to talk about Inheritance. This is one of the films you didn't watch because you couldn't, but Inheritance is a bad film.
Oh, really?
I'm going to run through it just because you didn't watch it, so not much back and forth here, but Inheritance has to do with one girl who her mother died. Her father comes back in the picture. He left a while ago. Comes back in the picture, and he's like, oh, hey, I'm sorry I haven't been in your lives, like her and her sister's lives for like ever, basically. I'm here to make it up. Do you want all my money? Like, basically. He said, like, I have a lot of money. And
Inheritance.
And so she was like, all right, cool, I'll work for you, right? It's like, cool, all you got to do is come to India and retrieve this from me, and that's it.
Okay.
They go to India, and then, like, the FBI comes knocking, and he calls her, like, he leaves, goes to the bathroom, disappears. And then he gives her a call, like, a random phone number, and he's like, you got to get out of there. And then boom, the movie like starts, like it's action packed, right? Kind of. It's like a whole chase thing. They're in India. They move from India to Egypt.
Okay.
Yeah. So then she goes to Egypt and she has to retrieve like this hard drive.
Okay.
She gets this hard drive, and then from there she flees to. She finds out that her dad's in South Korea, so they go to South Korea. So now she's in South Korea. It's like, okay, this is kind of sick. She's doing like all these cool like tricks too. Like she steals someone's passport that kind of looks like her, I guess, and then she gets through security, TSA, not TSA, but you know, like the Indian TSA, and then she gets through the Egyptian TSA doing the same thing, and then she even gets through the Korean TSA doing the exact same thing again. Just passport, like passport theft. And finally, she finds her dad. Right, she thinks her dad got kidnapped because that's what happened. They were like, oh, you're never gonna see your dad again, this and that. And she's freaking out the whole movie until she finds out that her dad just lives in South Korea and he has a new wife, a new kid, and a new life.
Okay. So then what was the whole FBI thing? And
so the thing is, he's a wanted criminal because he works for like criminals. He launders their money.
Oh, okay.
And so this hard drive that she had to acquire for him, first of all, he didn't want to get it himself because it was too dangerous. So he made her get it. The whole reason he went to the U.S. to get her, mind you, he showed up at the mother's funeral. So when she was most vulnerable.
Yeah.
He did all that just so she could get this hard drive for him. That's it. And so finally, she finds all this stuff out. She meets him in South Korea, and she's like, "What the hell is that?" You know, like she finds his family, all this stuff. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, blah, but we need that hard drive, right?" And so finally, she's like, "Cool, fine, meet me here. I'll have the hard drive for you." And he's like, "Cool, if I don't get that hard drive, they're gonna kill me." He's like, "Actually," he's like, "These people, like, I work for criminals. They're gonna murder me." And so she pulls up to like a bridge at like the end in South Korea. It's gorgeous. South Korea is gorgeous.
Yes, it is.
So yeah, South Korea is gorgeous.
It is.
That is beautifully shot. And so I meet up at like a bridge, and she basically just is like, "F you." She throws the hard drive in the ocean, and he bitch slaps her and says, "You're useless," and like leaves. That was it. And then cool, she gets back to the U.S. somehow, and the FBI finds her and says like, "Oh, where's the hard drive?" She's like, "Oh, I threw it out the ocean." And they were like, "Oh, you have no idea what you just did. That thing had like $1 trillion in crypto. And it had U.S. secrets, Chinese secrets. It had like all these different like military secrets and like $1 trillion in crypto." And And then the FBI adds this, and it had the password for the crypto account written right on it.
Yeah.
They add that in for no reason. Again, same thing. Why do you... no one talks like that.
Yeah.
No one brings that up.
I mean, you kind of do.
Who speaks like that?
Because just imagine you're like there's this safe with $1 trillion in it, and the code to the safe was on the safe. Like you would feel so dumb. Like
that.
You would feel so dumb. It was so funny. There was
Especially not the FBI.
Huh?
Not the FBI.
It's already this over.
Well,
it's done. She threw it. It's in the water.
Right.
Then what are they gonna do now? It's useless information now.
Well, so there's two like what is that called? Twists. There's two twists in this film.
Okay.
The first twist was the father's new family, and the whole reason we thought he was kidnapped. Like that was part of the film.
Yeah.
Right. The second twist, which was very easy to catch once you realize what happened, especially after the FBI said that, I said, okay, I know what's going to happen. She got a package in the mail. It was this drive, and she is now a trillionaire.
A trillionaire.
And then the movie ends called Inheritance. That was her inheritance. That was the film. One gripe about this film. Well, a lot of gripes about this film. The reason why it's bad, first of all, the acting, horrendous.
Were there any known actors in there?
Not at all. I don't think so, at least. Not that I know of. Maybe the dad was a known actor. I'm not too sure. I couldn't recognize any face. Terrible acting. All around the board. Even like one of like the Indian guys, like his best friend in India, like the dad's best friend in India, bro, he was lost. That guy looked like he was just reading a teleprompter. So bad.
Okay.
Second of all, I think this film was shot on an iPhone.
Why?
I kid you not. The camera was so shaky. It actually felt like it was shot on an iPhone. And it was not good camera angles. It was not... The way they shot this, I think they wanted to be creative and everything like that. And I'm not sure if it was an iPhone or not, to be quite frank, but it sure as hell felt like one. Because really the shots they were doing were not it. Some of the shots were like downwards from her. Some of the shots were just like around her. It just felt like they had like a small camera and just panning around her.
A GoPro?
But like, yeah, like some of the scenes when it was like the running, like she's running away in the action scenes, felt like a GoPro. Trash. But...
You know what the budget was for this movie?
No, I have no idea. I didn't look into anything in this film. I didn't like it. But I will say... On the flip side of that, I also think it was a film shot on an iPhone, because the scenes where it was actually just still like B-roll footage of the countries, beautiful. When they showed South Korea, like that she entered South Korea and they cut to B-roll of South Korea, showing like the bridge and the buildings and like everything. Oh my God, I've never seen like footage so clear. It was amazing.
Well, you know were they in like Seoul or like?
Yeah, they were in Seoul.
Okay.
They were in Seoul. They were just panning around Seoul. It was beautiful. Even when they were in Egypt, they showed like the pyramids and all these things, and those shots were gorgeous.
Yeah.
Same with India. Gorgeous shots. It had bad camera work, but also good camera work. It was really weird. Acting sucked. The story...
I mean, I don't really consider B-roll camera work, but...
I think it was gorgeous.
No, I'm sure it was great, but I don't consider it camera work.
And then also the FBI was just really dumb, because again, crypto's really easy to track if you don't know what you're doing. She doesn't even know what crypto is, right? So at the end when she stole it all, and she just rides off... Seriously, she has a motorcycle. She like rides off in the sunset, like sunglasses on, dude. You're going to get caught.
Yeah.
You have $1 trillion that you never had. They're gonna find you.
Yeah.
It's not that's not a win. So I don't know.
She's her, bro. She's her.
Dumb movie. Inheritance, 4.5 out of 10.
Another 4.5. Okay.
Another 4.5. That one for sure.
Okay.
Funny enough, I would rather watch Inheritance than Flight Risk. So let's talk about Companion then.
Companion?
Or should we talk about?
We can do Companion. I didn't like Companion at all.
Yeah, you didn't like Companion.
No.
You know what's crazy? Guess what Companion had on Rotten Tomatoes?
On the audience or the tomato meter?
Both.
Both?
Both. They're both relatively similar. Guess what?
Similar?
Yeah.
Like a 60.
Bro, it's like 96%.
96?
People were
really?
loving this film.
They ate that up?
They killed this film.
That's crazy to me.
That being said, on IMDb, it's like 7.5.
Okay.
And then on Metascore, it's like 77, 78, something like that. But, bro, on Tomato, fuck. This thing was killing it.
I did not like it. I didn't like it at all, actually.
I agree.
I didn't like it at all. It was, again, that was, to me, that was like Detroit Become Human.
What would you even call this, like, the genre of this film? Because what I saw people saying, it was like an AI slasher sci-fi.
I don't know, man. A slasher? It's not even a horror movie.
I mean, it kind of had some horror elements. It was rated R.
I don't know.
You should check if it was a horror movie. Actually,
I think that's how it was marketed. I wouldn't call it a horror. It was like a.
Some parts were kind of scary.
I guess
not scary, but like
I don't know, man. Like it wasn't. It was like a comedy thriller.
Comedy. That's my big thing. To me, there's way too much comedy going on. And did you watch the first like the first 5 minutes, or did you?
No, I did not watch the first 5 minutes.
First 5 minutes, it literally comes in. I watched the first 5 minutes on the website because we missed a little bit of it.
Yeah.
But I watched it, and it spoilers. But if you haven't seen it, it literally tells the thing that Iris says at the very end, where she's like, "I've had 2 of these experiences."
Oh, that's like the beginning of the film.
The beginning of the film.
Oh, okay.
Like when I first met Josh, it shows them meeting.
Yeah, the fake meeting.
Yeah. And then it goes, and then when I kill him, bang, cuts to companion, starts the film. Oh, so you already know he's gonna die.
Yeah.
If I walked in not knowing he was gonna die, like we did, the movie was a little bit better. Since I know he was gonna die the whole film beforehand, I'm not rocking with it.
Okay.
What's the suspense anymore? You know Iris is gonna kill him the whole time. To me, it was cool not knowing that she was gonna kill him.
Yeah.
Not knowing who was gonna win. Right, I had an idea, but not really.
Yeah.
Now I know the fact that they just intros with the movie saying like, "Oh, when she kills him, get out of here."
Yeah.
Where's the suspense?
For me, I mean, there's a lot of things I didn't like about this movie. To the characters didn't matter.
Nah.
None of those.
Which ones are you talking?
None of them mattered.
Not even Patrick.
No.
You didn't think Patrick mattered? I think Patrick was a big role in this film.
No. I mean, no. Aside from
Patrick.
Aside from the main 2 characters, whatever their names are,
Iris and Josh.
Yeah, they're the only 2 characters that mattered to me in that whole film.
Really?
Nobody
Nobody else, the other AI guy?
Nobody else mattered. I didn't care about them enough. I didn't care about them at all, actually.
Sergey was such a pointless character.
Yeah,
the guy they killed.
Not pointless. He was the whole reason.
He was the whole reason they started the movie, but still just dumb. Kat, garbage character.
Yeah, she definitely was.
She was terrible. I liked what's his name? The gay guy.
Which one? The big one or the
big one?
The big one?
Yeah.
You liked him?
I liked him.
I thought he was annoying.
Yeah, but I liked his character. And then Patrick, the robot, the gay robot, I think his character was fine.
No, I didn't really care. I didn't like. Okay, here's my whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Like as the movie progresses, which is one of the things I like about it, I guess, is like you kind of see what's the main character's name again?
Josh.
You kind of see Josh's character.
You can just call him Huey because he's Huey from The Boys.
Yeah, he is Huey from The Boys.
Huey from The Boys.
Yeah. So like Huey is like starting to like unravel, right?
Yeah.
And like he does, and like towards the end of the movie, he does one of those. He does like one of those really cringy things that quote unquote nice guys do is when they call themselves a nice guy.
Yeah.
But like you kind of like as the story progresses, you kind of see like how much of a garbage person he actually is.
One of the worst people ever.
Yeah. And it's like from that point on, it's like everybody that's with him, you kind of realize that they're pretty like garbage too. You know what I mean? Like, and then again, like for example, right, like Patrick's character, he doesn't do anything all the way until the end, and he really only catches Iris and then kills the cop, and then it doesn't mean anything because
kills Cat too.
Yeah.
Killed the cat. He killed the cop.
Which none of that means that matters.
No,
because Iris ends up living anyway. Josh ends up dying.
He kills the 2 empathics workers.
No, he only kills one.
Oh, okay, he only kills one. That's right. He only kills one.
Then the other empathic worker like essentially frees up Iris, and then
Patrick kills himself too.
Yeah, again.
So pointless.
It just like to me it didn't matter. Like
so, I like the dystopian nature of it. Like, okay, this is a sci-fi world with like new AI technology. Josh heavily relies on it, which is kind of cool. Where like, okay, and
which is crazy to me because like he's supposed to, like this must be super like commercial because how in the world can he even afford her?
No, for real, yeah.
That is so insane to me. Like, how does Sergey not have an Iris?
I don't think he needed one. It would have been nice, probably though. Yeah.
I mean, but like that doesn't make any sense to me either because the moment Iris comes up, he tries to rape her. Like literally, like immediately.
Oh, yeah, you could have bought one.
Yeah,
get out of here.
That's what I'm saying. Like literally, immediately he tries to.
Yeah, that's kind of dumb. That's pretty dumb.
So again, like for me, I don't know. It didn't make any sense. Then there was like the whole thing of like, okay, Huey's led to believe that Sergey's like this really evil
mob boss,
and then she tries to gaslight him like you thought that I didn't say that.
Yeah,
insane work.
Cat was the worst character there.
Yeah,
I think Cat might have been the worst one.
Like as in worst, as in like you didn't like her character or like she was a bad written character.
I think I just didn't like her character.
Okay, yeah,
I don't
that's
think she
fair.
was badly written. I think she, but like also, I think she was the worst character there. She had a really rich husband, and she basically wanted him dead.
Yeah.
And she did nothing, and she she's such a bad person. Josh is there. Josh is up there. Or Huey's there.
Yeah.
But Kat's worse.
I don't think he's worse. I don't think she's worse than him.
Really?
No way.
I think he's just okay. So Huey's character is just like an incel.
Especially 100%.
He's just
that's what he is.
He's just a Reddit incel.
That's exactly what he is.
That's all he is.
But at the same time, it's like he's not, because he definitely manipulates these people. No, incels are like, woe is me. But these two people actually thought, or he fooled these two people into thinking that they loved him. It's not that he couldn't find love because he was incel. He couldn't find love with real people because of incel. But like these two robots, he was manipulated,
programmed to do so.
Yeah,
so it's not an easy thing.
No, I understand. That's why I thought it was so funny to me that she broke up with him. You know what I mean? Like,
such a bad,
like full circle. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is like, you can tell what kind of hold he had on these people. For example, right, like when Patrick was about to kill Iris, and you know she basically had to snap him out of it. Like, no, like you didn't like you liked so and so.
Yeah.
And then he ended up killing himself because of that love. You know what I mean? Right. Then again, when it came full circle again, when like she freed herself up.
Yeah.
And
she still wouldn't shoot him.
Exactly. Like it's not. You know what I mean? Like he had an incel mentality. But he was a manipulator. Like he was definitely a master manipulator. And like again, you can tell that it was only because it was her. Because remember too, when Kat was leaving, like she made it very clear, like you can't, you can't. I'm not a robot. You can't tell me what to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then that's when he used Patrick to,
and that's when he used a robot to make her do what he wants.
Exactly.
That being said, though, with empathics, and he's trying to lie to them, and the guy's just like, he's a liar. He's
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Josh knows that, so he's like, all right, go kill him. Mm-hmm. And so, I don't know. Also, the second empathics worker, where did he go?
He was free.
Where is he?
It doesn't matter.
Nah, man. You just saw this guy. You know he's doing all these murders and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. You free a robot, you just dip.
100%.
Bro.
100%, buddy.
What? Call the cops. Do something.
I guess, I mean, I'm that guy, for a fact, whoever's in that house is dying.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then it's just a robot, and then the robot saved me.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna do a solid. I'm just leaving. You know what I mean?
Call the cops.
I mean, the cops probably were called though.
I doubt it.
I doubt they were gonna end up there regardless because Officer Hendricks was finished.
Yes.
He's missing.
Right.
He's missing. So
which would again, I don't know. They had some dumb plot holes in this film, and all in all, did it have some cool ideas and some good? The acting was solid. I'll say that.
For sure.
From everyone.
For sure.
Iris, Huey, even Kat. Sergey might have been the worst actor there, but
he didn't matter anyway.
Yeah, he didn't matter anyway. So for me, it was Huey and Iris for sure that were the best actors. 100%, 100%. And Patrick was actually pretty good too. I'll give him that.
Yes,
he was pretty good.
Yes, but I liked Iris more. I think
Iris was way better.
To me, Iris
but
was
also her character was written to be like that. So.
No, I don't mean it like that. I mean even with her facial expressions and everything like that. Like for example, right when she was with Sergey, like her awkward smile, her awkward nervous smile, the way her mouth twitches, like all that stuff to me was like that was really good. Like stuff that Patrick did not do.
I also like her, but he's technically an older model, so maybe he's not as like new as her. Mm-hmm. That was my thought, but also I can see that,
but he also like. I don't know what that means.
He was a bit too robotic. That's what I mean. Mm-hmm. And that's why I think his acting was great, because he was supposed to be robotic. Mm-hmm. So I liked it. Iris, though, she really did kill it. She was an incredible in this role. And my favorite part was with her, like, acting-wise, was the whole German bit. When they switch her language.
Yeah. That
was great. That whole
bit. To me... I feel like most of the stuff she did when she turned up her intelligence was like really good. Like going in the car, changing her voice. Yeah. Fire. You know what I mean?
Fire. All that visual and effects stuff. Great. Super great.
But yeah, I think one of the things I didn't like, way too many flashbacks.
Yeah.
I'm not a real big fan of like them like interrupting the action for like a flashback.
No, pretty trash.
You know, like I watch enough anime. I don't need it in my movies.
Right. Yeah.
And then for me, it was like way too over the top. It snowballed really, really fast. Like they were trying to cover their little white lies with like to the extreme. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
okay, like how can I put it? All right, fat guy dies, right? He knows the reason why Iris bugged out, and he knows the reason or like what he like what she's capable of now. But his now new thing is like, okay, now I'm gonna hack Patrick, right, and then put him on 100% hostility, and then be surprised that he basically kills a cop. Yeah, like on his way. Yeah, like that. Like just things like that that are just like, yo, how are you not learning? And it's like it just gets worse
He's
and
just a dumb
worse
character.
and worse.
He was smart, manipulative, very dumb too. The double.
Well, yeah,
side
because he
there.
doesn't know how to do anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He doesn't know how to do anything. That was like the whole like point of his character.
Yeah. So I'm really split on the rating. When I first finished this film, I gave it 4. Okay, and then after a while, I let it sink in, and maybe I was just too tired, and maybe I just didn't like enough of it. And I went back around, and I gave it a 7. Right, huge difference. And now I'm thinking about it again. I think I'm down to like a 6. What do you give?
A 6? No, I give it a 5. I think it was an average movie. I don't think it did anything like other than apart from like the acting. I did not like the story.
Okay.
And only 2 characters mattered that whole movie in my eyes. Like.
So then,
Like again too.
I think it was above average.
Then Iris runs away with like this. How is she even gonna start a life?
ending the part.
Like
I don't know.
Like, I
The ending
can't.
was
Like
pretty bad.
I just can't. But like, there's just so many things I did not like about that movie. That I couldn't. Like, it was just so boring. It was so boring and predictable. Like, there was at no point that I think Josh was gonna live.
No.
You know what I mean?
They told you in the beginning he was gonna die.
Yeah. Well, I didn't see the beginning.
Right, you didn't see the beginning.
I didn't see the beginning, but
That
you
would
knew.
make it worse.
Yeah, but you knew. You know what I mean? Like that.
Okay, so the companion. Then what do we get? 5.5.
Oh, you can give it a 5.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was better than average.
That was average to me.
Because the acting was good and like the kills. The kills were good.
What kills were good?
The gruesome kills. Hendrix dying, cop. That was a good kill.
That was okay.
Cat getting stabbed was like cool.
No, the only really
Sergei's death.
The only really unique, he got stabbed in the neck. The only really unique death to me was Huey
Yeah.
with the corkscrew to the cranium.
Yeah.
Everything else was like
that's what I'm
basically.
saying. The gruesome nature of it, I don't mind. So
I don't know. To me, those kills were unnecessary, and I feel like that's kind of where like I guess it was trying to get the horror that horror thing from.
Right.
But really, like Sergey got stabbed in the neck, big whoop. Fat dude got shot.
Yeah.
Like Patrick dies, like he electrocutes himself.
Yeah.
He's a robot. I don't know.
I don't know. Just the bloody and goriness of it, was kind of cool and different. I didn't expect that. So to me, I think that was definitely like above average. It definitely entertained me more than something like Better Man was technically our average film. So I would rather watch Companion than Better Man or Amelia Perez, but I rated those 5.
Okay.
That's why I put those.
Okay. I see.
5.5 then?
Sure.
All right. Companion, 5.5 out of 10. All right, I'm gonna talk about Brave the Dark for like 1 minute because it's you didn't watch it, and it's just it's a very nice, warm, lighthearted film.
Okay.
Having to do with like a teacher saving the student that's going down a bad path. Basically, this guy goes to jail. He's living in his car. He has no parents. That whole thing. And his teacher really he's like a father figure for him.
Okay.
It kind of saves his life.
Okay.
So it's based on a true story as well. So it's based on a true story having to do with basically a real life hero. You know, like his name is Mr. Dean, the professor, and he is a real life hero. He saves this guy's life. So to me, it's like a really warm, lighthearted film, but it doesn't do anything new. Doesn't do anything different. It has good acting. It does, but the story only goes so far. And I gave the film a 6.5 out of 10. 6.5 out of 10. I would keep it on the same level as like The Room Next Door. It was a good film. It had good notes and good things, but also the story wasn't deep enough or different enough to make me want to say like, all right, this is an 8, 7.5. Anything higher than a super above average good film.
Yeah.
Not there, but was it a decent film? You can watch it once and, call it, but also I'm never going to remember this film. If someone asks me about Brave the Dark in a year, I probably will completely forget about it.
Yeah.
Honestly, so. But super lighthearted story, honestly. So, Brave the Dark, 6.5 out of 10. I'm going to say that again. Sorry, I didn't look at the camera. Brave the Dark, 6.5 out of 10. Let's talk about Dogman. Dogman.
What I'm not even gonna say what a surprise, man. Animated movies are just goated.
They are. You know, people hated on us.
Are just goated.
They're gonna hate on us again after we post this. I know for a fact people will be like, no, I can't take two guys that rate Dogman over Companion. But I don't care. Dogman was a good film.
It was good. I fell asleep. I was tired.
Yeah.
I was not. It was not because it was boring. Because it wasn't boring.
Dogman was great. It was a kid's film. So Dogman has to do with basically a dog and a cop, cop. They're both on like their last leg.
Yeah.
And then they combine into one. Mm-hmm. And then they're like this super cop.
Yeah.
That can do karate and stuff. It's based off the novels. It's the same author that made
Captain Underpants.
Yeah. And all those stories. The art style is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so cool, cartoony, 3D nature of it. The funny, like, comedy as well, because those books are usually pretty funny.
Yeah.
You know, maybe not for, like, adults, but I found it funny.
Yeah.
So it's good. It's a good film. It had funny characters, funny things, but also it had way too much going on.
You think so?
100%.
I think that, well, I feel like that's like the curse of a kid's film, right?
Yeah.
It has to have a lot happening at like all at once, like to keep kids entertained or like looking at the screen.
Way too much though.
I don't think so. I feel like if there's too much going on, it's like I can't follow. There was something I really couldn't like. I wasn't lost at any point in time.
I hope you could follow this film as a kid's film. This is definitely like. I remember in the theater we just hear a little kid go like, what was it? She screamed like no,
yeah,
or something like that. That was adorable. So really good kids films. I want to say every kid that we saw like there like really enjoyed it. Like all the parents also probably enjoyed the film. Mm-hmm. But okay, Dogman goes back to his old house, sees his old family. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. First storyline. Second storyline, Petey and Dogman. We introduce them and their whole like rivalry, and then they go back and forth for this montage. Mm-hmm. Okay, then the mayor doesn't like Dogman, wants him to lose his job. Then the fish, Skippy, right? That's
whatever
his name was. Him, that whole storyline. And then Petey makes a clone of himself, Lil Petey. Lil Petey now, the whole storyline as well, where he stays throughout the film, but still. Then makes ADHD. Okay, and then the fish comes back into life because these people were playing with it. And then Dogman finds Lil Petey, and they have this whole montage thing going on. And then Petey finds his grandpa, or his dad. His dad.
Yeah.
And then that whole thing happens. And then the love story between the chief and the news lady.
The news lady, yeah.
And then again, Lil Petey gets captured by the fish now. And then Petey and Dogman work together.
Those are different stories.
All right, while the fish thing was going on, you still had Lil Petey storyline. You still had Dogman's job storyline. You still had like so much going on.
That was basically it though. It's just those two things.
It was too much.
It's just those two things.
Way too much. There were too many villains. Guess who voiced Petey, by the way? I found this hilarious.
There's only two villains.
Guess who voiced Petey?
Who?
Pete Davidson.
That's Pete Davidson?
That's Pete Davidson.
Oh, shoot.
That's why I found it so funny. His name is Petey.
Of course.
Pete Davidson.
Of course.
Petey is voiced by Pete Davidson. That is something. Pete Davidson, keep all your women
it was Pete Davidson?
away from that guy. Yeah.
I feel like he has such a distinct voice. I guess he wasn't using his own voice, maybe? No, I don't know. I just didn't.
No, definitely.
So you caught it?
I didn't.
Okay, so then
No. I haven't seen Pete Davidson in a while now, right?
Oh, okay.
But when I was looking it up and I saw the actors and I go, Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
I realized, and I can pull up a clip and show you, like, you'll definitely realize it's his voice the second you hear it again.
Uh-huh.
So it took me a second, but when I heard his name, I was like, okay, yeah, that's definitely Pete Davidson.
Gotcha.
So that was funny. He did good.
Yeah.
All the voice acting was great.
Yeah.
All of it. Mm-hmm. So, great.
Even Dogman.
Even Dogman.
Comedy, 10 out of 10. I don't know. Maybe I just have a child's sense of humor. I stopped laughing, bro. Some of that stuff was just so dumb. Like there's a scene where like the chief of police calls Dogman, right, to like try to get him like his job back or whatever the case is. But so he's explained to him all the stuff that he has to do to like guard the fish.
Yeah.
And then he just like goes on this whole tangent.
Yeah.
It's like this 18-part story about like this whole thing about the fish.
Yeah.
He's like, you remember that one time about that fish?
Right.
That you fed too much and you died, and then like it got powers and you killed it and and then and then afterwards like Dogman is just lost. He's like, I just explained all this to you. Like like I thought you would have got all that from my explanation. It was
right,
like
yeah.
this is like certain stuff like that to me was just so funny. Like, I just couldn't.
I think the funniest thing to me, which was so subtle and so like such a small like skit, was when Lil Petey and Dogman were chilling, and he goes, "Can you read me a bedtime story?" It's just a book of squirrels, and he growls at every single squirrel. That was so good.
Like,
That was incredible.
You actually thought he was reading, bro. It's like, nah, bro. He's just looking at squirrels the whole time.
It's just a picture book of different squirrels, and he growls and barks at everyone. That was so funny. That was actually hilarious.
His house was hilarious.
Yeah,
like
they even did a joke about it.
Yeah, like
they're like, oh, it looks way bigger on the inside.
Yeah, like, his house is literally like this big.
Yeah,
and he goes inside. And she's like, whoa,
yo, it's like SpongeBob's house.
Yeah, exactly. He lives in a pineapple. He's got like a whole library.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This guy's got different like
floors. He
He
lives in a doghouse. He has like a 3-bedroom apartment. Like, it doesn't even make any sense.
Dogman
It's
lives
a
in the
loft.
It's in the back rooms. That's what it is. It's just chilling in the back rooms.
But yeah, animation, beautiful. What else is really good about this movie? I like the story. I like the messaging.
Yeah, it's a good kids film.
Like it was subtle enough, especially with like the whole like PD versus little PD thing, where it was like essentially like that was his innocence that got stripped away because his father was a piece of garbage.
Yeah, right.
And then, et cetera, et cetera. All that stuff to me was like, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it all. I was not bored at any point in time.
Nah.
Just tired.
Yeah, that's true. Well, the only movie that I can really compare to Dogman now is Sonic 3. Mm-hmm. And I think Sonic 3 is better than Dogman.
You think Sonic 3 is better than Dogman?
I think Flow is even better than Dogman.
No.
So what would you give Dogman? Mind you, we give Flow an 8. We give Sonic 3 an 8.5. You giving Dogman?
I think I'm gonna put it up there with Sonic.
8.5?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think so, bro. Even the action scenes, like when he's actually like doing kung fu and all this other stuff, like it's really good.
My only thing is
The whole giant robot battle with the building, like all that stuff to me was just so off
crazy.
the wall.
They had a Evangelion anime battle in that.
Literally, bro. Then his pants fell down. All right, but no, seriously, like I don't know. To me, it was great. But they're not the same.
No. That's why I'm not.
They're not the same kind of movie.
We
like
watched
at all.
another comedy film this month called One of Them Days, and I didn't want to put it over that.
You didn't want to put it over One of Them Days.
I didn't want to put it over that. But
again, it's not the same.
It's not.
Just not the same. Like I feel like you can't say that because like
I just didn't want to put it over that. But I can live with. So you give it an 8.5 then?
Yeah, I'm cool with 8.5. I enjoyed that movie.
I gave it a 7.5. So
really, a 7.5
for sure.
Nah, man, no way.
You know why? Because also I would rather watch. The next movie we're going to talk about is Presents. I'd rather watch Presents. No. You would rather watch Dogman?
Yeah, for sure. And that's not to say that Presents is a bad movie.
Do you think Dogman is better?
To me, replayability is doesn't really have to do with how good or bad a movie is.
I can watch Dogman whenever.
That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
That's my whole thing. Like Presents, like I don't know how to explain it, man. Like
okay, you rated
like how much fun I had watching the movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like werewolves, right? That's what it was.
Sure.
Werewolves is a garbage movie, but I could watch it again because it was hilarious. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean it was a good movie.
So
just
you
because I
gave
can watch
Thieves 2, 8.5. That's our highest rated film of the month so far. Do you think it's on the same level as that? 8.5. It's not the same movie, but it's in the same scale.
I think so. Yeah.
You think it's 8.5?
Yeah. I can watch that movie. Again.
All
bro.
right, fuck it.
No, seriously,
You know
me personally, I can watch that movie again. It was good.
We are gonna get killed.
I guess
for this one. I know
there's
for
no
a
way.
fact.
If anybody watches that movie and like it doesn't appeal to them at all, I feel like it was like on purpose. I feel like I feel like you were honestly trying to like not like that movie.
Absolutely murdered for this.
I don't care.
You know
bro.
what? Dogman is an 8.5 out of 10.
That's an 8.5. What did it get as a rating?
Check. I think
On
they
Rotten
gave
Tomatoes.
it a 7. I think they gave it a 7.
Let me see.
I want to say. I don't know. Maybe Hollywood just wasn't feeling it as much as we were. It's one of them like anime things.
Got an 88 on Rotten Tomatoes.
88. Okay. So that's basically our rating.
Let me see the. Okay, no, I got 76 on the tomato meter, but an 87 popcorn meter. So critics essentially gave it a 7, like a 7.6, and the audience gave it an 8.7. So what is that like an 8? It's at least an 8.
At least an 8.
It's at least an 8.
So what are we giving? 8.5. We're sticking with that.
I know. I'm still sticking with 8.5. Me personally.
Yeah, that's a rating then. But okay.
But speaking of presents,
Let's go to presents now. Yeah, that is a horror film. That's what we gave it as.
an actual one, which I don't
think it's a horror film.
No, it's not a horror film either.
I don't think it's a horror film at all, and that's why I got absolutely played.
Yeah.
I walked in that film thinking it was a horror film. Not at all.
No.
This was a drama. To me, that's what that was.
And you know what's so funny is that like dramas can still be horror movies, right? Like Sinister, Hereditary. I can't think of any more right now.
Presence. I really wanted to speak about this film. I think it is an amazing film.
I think it's really good. Yeah.
Okay. The acting to me was incredible.
Okay.
The father, best father of the year. All right.
Yeah.
I would
garbage. I would definitely want to be that guy.
All of them were good actors, though.
I think they complement. I think they complement each other.
You know who the mother was, though? You know who that was? That was like Lindy Wu, I think her name is.
Wendy.
She's one of the.
She seems familiar. The Charlie's Angels, no?
Charlie's Angels.
Yeah,
that's who she is.
Yeah.
Cool to see her. Cool to see the daughter. The only really big thing that I didn't like.
I don't like the ending.
Yeah, you don't like the ending? Okay, well let's run through this film. Just people, if they haven't watched it. Presence is supposedly a horror film having to do with a family. They move into a new house.
It's not even a thriller.
No,
I don't think.
But the family moves into this new house, and the daughter feels a presence in there. There's like a ghost, basically. It's a ghost story. And there's this whole other side story that's really big where the whole family has a very bad dynamic. They are all always at each other's neck. Besides
and essentially, like the I guess like the straw that breaks the camel's back is the daughter going through her loss.
Yes.
And then like the whole family starts to crumble because of it. And then like you just start to see the cracks and like their dynamics.
We start the film. Mind you, the camera angle of this film, I loved. It's a POV.
I noticed it immediately. Yeah,
it is a POV from the ghost.
Yeah,
from the present, it is a POV.
Know, like
always.
So like I'm watching it and
I feel like I'm there.
Yeah, and like so obviously like I walked into this film a little late, right?
Okay.
So like the first thing I see when I walk into the theater is like the book levitating.
Okay.
And then after the book levitates, it's just like pans in on her, and then it like kind of it doesn't cut, but like you get like that like a more wide angle shot of like her talking to her dad.
Yes.
And then right after her dad leaves, the camera's just like walking around her. I'm like, I don't know if I like that. Like, why is the camera so shaky?
Okay.
And then like literally right after that, like, I'm starting to catch on. I was like, all right, now we're in the closet right now. Like, what kind of camera angle is this? And it's like, okay, now I'm starting to understand. Like, you know what I mean? Like, which speaks to the camera work and like film direction. You know what I mean? Because I could pick it up immediately what was going on. You know what I mean? So like that to me was amazing. I love that a lot.
I think it was so the film starts. You should definitely try and watch the first little bit. The film starts with the ghost walking around the house like 3 times. You just get a shot of walking around the house for about 2 or 3 minutes. I thought it was a super long take, and I was like, man, all right, relax. I didn't like it at first, and then it bang presence walking on the film, and then you're standing at like the front door, or no. You're in the room, the daughter's room, before anyone's there. It's an empty room, and you're looking out the window. You see the car arrive. You see the house seller.
Foreshadowing, by the way.
Yep. You see the house lady, the person selling the house. She arrives late. She comes in. Bang. She like fixes herself. Turns around. Knock on the door. Family's there. All right. It was the little comedic bit. They're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, we're late." And she's like, "Nah, don't worry about it." She just got there.
Yeah.
It's really funny. And now we're like walking in between conversations. The house lady, she's speaking with the mother. The daughter and the dad, I want to say, are talking as well. And then the son is just doing his own thing. And we just walk through every conversation. Everything is happening at the same time.
Yeah.
All of it's happening at the exact same time. Same shot. What? Dude, the mastery of that camera work is insane.
Yeah.
And the acting. These people are acting with no camera on them.
Yeah.
At this point. They're acting just...
But I will say this too, which is something I really enjoyed with the camera being a POV essentially of the ghost. Yeah. So at certain points in the film, for the majority of the film, it's really only the daughter that like feels the presence. Presumably her friend. Every now and again, she'll look at the camera
Yeah.
And that's always weird. It's like a fourth wall break.
I loved that.
Yeah, it's always
Again,
so odd to me.
She knew we were there, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
And I loved
Yeah.
that. We were the present. Sick.
Yeah.
Super sick.
Yeah.
Okay. I also loved starting the film, the dynamic. The dad, he was trying to piece the family together still, but he was breaking down. I love that. Anytime I see like a male figure just kind of being a man and then stepping out and being like, okay.
Yeah.
You know? Because it's tough.
Yeah.
And I love seeing that. Also, I loved some subtle things with the mother. I think the mother is cheating on the dad because when she was working on the computer doing emails.
Oh, she was deleting the emails?
I think she was deleting emails, but not only that, dad comes in after like working and she's at a certain angle, right? He comes in, she moves.
Yeah.
Camera, like the laptop faced away from him.
I wasn't really sure what to think about that either, because then the father goes on to talk to somebody, a lawyer, about like their wife doing illegal thing, or like a spouse doing illegal things.
Right.
What does that mean for the other person? Like those things kind of like, I didn't even like, I'm not even gonna complain about them because I didn't think about them afterwards.
Right.
Like, they were in and out. Like,
but I liked that whole day. And then, but again, right. And then he gets back into another angle where he could see her laptop again and she moves again. Either she was being fishy with like illegal stuff or she was cheating on him, which I like that small note.
Yeah.
Never touched on it again.
Doesn't
say anything about that, but I like it. It shows that their relationship isn't as healthy as they want to believe or that they're throwing on with. And same with the whole, like the way they talk to each other. She is really disconnected from him.
Yeah, she's super dismissive. Yeah, they do that. They do that when when they're in the kitchen, they're talking.
Yeah.
And the dad's like, hey, like, something's wrong with her.
Right. We gotta do something.
Yeah, we need a second opinion or a new doctor, some more medication. I don't know. And the mom's just like, she gotta deal with this on her own.
Yeah, he's like, yo, let her be. She needs time. And he's like, and then silent for a bit, and then he hits her with like the truth.
Yeah.
He's like, why is it when it has to do with her, you basically always result in doing nothing? And then she flips out. You know,
She doesn't really flip out, but she like.
She's like, oh, I don't do nothing.
Yeah,
and then she leaves.
Yeah.
Bro.
She doesn't leave. She's in the living room.
Yeah.
But what was funny to me was that, and again, like I think this is like after the film, I realized that this family doesn't really cook too much. But I think it's funny that like she says that, and then like it cuts, and he's just like eating takeout in the kitchen.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, damn. Like he's like, all right, no food for you, buddy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He got cooked.
Which also another thing, I actually really enjoyed that. I don't really know that other movies are kind of like filmed in that way, where like every scene is, I don't know, like there's almost never like one continuous scene.
No.
It's always like cut,
was great,
and it's
though.
like no, yeah.
It gave you everything you had to know and moved on. I love it.
Yeah,
That's why the film was an hour 30.
Yeah,
because it got what you needed and went.
Yeah. So like and it also felt like each like I don't know, like each scene was its own moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like this was that, and then the next cut is this is that, and then the next cut is this is that. You know what I mean?
100%.
And it almost makes those like those longer, like, okay, like for example, right, the scene at the end, like I'm not gonna talk about it right now.
Yeah,
but
we'll talk about the end in the end.
Yeah, but that whole scene. That lasted forever, and that was one continuous shot.
Take.
Yeah,
that's how the movie started as well. It was one take until it randomly cut towards like it was the end of a scene, but not just there. Cuts, bang, new scene, and then cut till the ending. One long scene.
Yeah.
Up and down. Bang.
Yeah, because the cuts are like basically time jumps. Like the cuts are almost always a couple hours, if not the next day.
Yeah.
So like it's a little jarring, but also like I feel like it really sets the stage every single time. You know what I mean?
I love because I feel like the audience might even feel, since it's a POV, we feel out of place a lot of the time, which we kind of are. The presence is out of place for most of the film.
Yeah.
You know, so that is like kind of cool, where we're just thrown in. Where are we now? What's going on now?
Yeah.
And then boom, we have to pick some pieces up together and figure all these things. So I guess we can get into spoilers now. I don't think I spoiled too much or anything. So, okay. Let's get into spoilers right now about presence, though. Some of the things I didn't like, I will say, really awkward in some moments with the whole like teen sex and stuff. Awkward as hell. I hated that. Those went on way too long. Get away.
I mean, it only happens
too much.
I think it only happens once.
I don't care. It happens too much. Not the actual sex. I don't care about that. It was the whole like leading up to it. and them like breathing on each other and like stop. It was awkward.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to be there.
Yeah. Okay? Well, yeah, that's the point.
That's the point, but still, I don't want to be there. Made me really not wanting to be there. And so also the ghost's powers, it's like it works when it wants to, it doesn't work when it doesn't want to.
What do you mean?
So during the first little bit when they find out like the boyfriend like tries to drug the daughter,
yeah,
right, and then it knocks the cup down and all these things, right, or when the brother doesn't believe and then it kills the brother's room, right, messes it all up.
Oh yeah,
throws shit all around and like does all this crazy stuff to the brother's room, but then at the end couldn't do anything. Watched everything happen. The only thing it did was flicker a light to get the brother up.
Yeah, no, I think it did more than that. That was like to me that was like the foreshadowing too. It was the fact that like, which is again why I feel like you get the brothers like POV is that like I think as the days went on, like it just got less and less strong. Because like again, or maybe it was just because she was losing her connection to her, but like because I also think it was weird that like right before the friend showed up or the boyfriend showed up, like the brother is like wildly in tune with the presence to the point where like he's like staring at her as she's moving.
Yeah,
and then he gets the phone call. He's like, "What the?" And then because the night before the parents leave, the ghost tries to wake her up. It does. It does that weird camera shake, like he's either trying to talk to her or whatever the case is, and she doesn't flinch. Yeah. And then it happens again afterwards. You know what I mean? And then again too, like I think it's one of those things where like inanimate objects are maybe like a stronger connection for it because like the first time he tried to drug her, he left it on the counter. Yeah. The second time he didn't make that same mistake. He kept it in his hands, and so nothing. You know what I mean? Because the presence never actually hurt anybody.
No.
You know what I mean? So but like he kept it in his.
Thrown something around the room or done something. Mm-hmm. It for me it kind of just shows.
But they never. But they never like it was. They never put together the fact that the presence was there to protect them. Yeah. They were always scared of it. They were always
scared of it.
So to me, like that wouldn't.
The psychic, though, the only thing that kind of threw me was the psychic when she got there and she was like, something has to happen for it to leave. Mm-hmm. I think it kind of just got around to the point where like this had to happen. The ending had to happen for the presence to leave. Yeah, I didn't like the ending. I feel like I could have done without spoiler alert. By the way, major spoiler alert. I could have done without both of them dying. To me, the brother's death was like super unnecessary. Like I liked it.
To me,
I think that was the only time the entire film that the brother protected his sister. The only time he stood up for her. Yeah, and he died because of it.
Exactly. Oh yeah, but that's what I didn't like about it.
I fucked with it.
I didn't. To me, it was like...
And then also the mother seeing him in the mirror. I never understood the whole thing about the mirror, the whole film, till the end. I liked that. It was kind of showed like the importance of the mirror, and where she also breaks down. The mother loses her shit.
Oh yeah, of course.
I loved that.
She lost her son. I mean, I think her and the son were also like very weirdly...
it was daughter, father, and it was son, mother.
No, I don't think so. The
daughter and the father were definitely tight.
No, they were tight, but I don't think he favored the daughter. I think he knew that she needed more help at the time.
I'm not saying he favored. I'm just saying they had a better connection. Because him and his son really did not rock with each other like that. He kept telling his son. He told his son, he was like, "Son, you're a good guy. You have so much to like live for, and you're doing great in life. You're just a piece of shit," which is true. That son was a garbage.
I was gonna say like, but that to me doesn't mean. I took it more as like the father was very straightforward, but the mother was more of like
she did anything.
That's like she just like babied him essentially.
Oh my gosh. Really annoyingly. I like that. It showed her who her character was. It showed someone was a piece of garbage the entire film.
Yeah, he was. It was actually
and
really
the boyfriend.
odd.
You know who the boyfriend reminded me of? You ever watch American Horror Story?
Which one?
The first season.
Yes.
The Horror House, whatever it's called.
Is that what it was?
I think it's called Horror House. Mm-hmm. Where I forget his name, the guy that played Jeffrey Dahmer in the Netflix special.
Jeffrey Dahmer in the Netflix special. Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about.
Like the show, the one that blew up. That actor, the one that played Jeffrey Dahmer, he played the boyfriend of the daughter in the horror house, and then she finds out that he was a mass like school shooter. Okay, reminded me of him.
But yeah,
that's who the boyfriend reminded me of.
Literally the entire film, I was very confused with that one. Yeah. To me that was supposed to be the twist. Yes, and I couldn't piece it together. I literally could not piece it together until.
What do you mean? Until he just outright said that he killed.
Yeah, okay. Exactly. Because my whole thing was like, right. so the so they meet each other, you know, they have the connection.
Yeah.
You know, they make out, right?
Yeah.
Then after that, they get into this whole conversation about like death and yada yada yada. He talks about how he wanted to kill himself for 6 months, and then he talks about how like
he's not in control of his life.
yeah, basically his parents governed his life, and like he wanted her to make sure that she knew that she was always in control. And at first, I didn't know what he meant by control. I wasn't sure if he meant like he wants to sleep with her,
right?
And
like sexually,
yeah, or if he meant like your life, or if he meant both. You know what I mean?
I think he was just he was being super manipulative.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So he was trying to just tell her what she needed to hear at the time, where she felt maybe like her life wasn't worth it. First of all,
no, because he has that whole monologue at the end.
I know where he thinks he's God. Essentially, that's what he said.
But like, and more. But I mean, with like even the control thing, because he mentioned
that's what I mean by he thinks he's God. He said, I have the control of others' lives. I have the control of everyone. He said, I give control when I want to. You think you have control, but it's all me.
No,
right?
he said I gave it to you, but then I took it away.
Right. He thinks he's God. To me, that's what thinking he's God is. That's what that means to me. When you think you can govern someone's life, when you think you can take and give someone, you know, take and give, you're not Jesus, bro. You're not God. So, and to me, that's what he was talking like. He was like, nah, I'm him. I can do everything. I can kill people. Which is true also, like, because murderers always have that thing. They feel so, not always, but some of the murderers, they lose it and they're like, okay, I have all this power over people.
Yeah.
And it really, really gets them feeling like they're more worthy or more powerful than others. And so they start getting this tangent where they think they are just
they get a complex.
Yeah. They just think no one can beat them. And so this guy murders Nadia. That was the president's name.
Both friends.
Nadia and the other friend, which we never met. But that was a cool twist.
Yeah.
When he said, oh, just like how I murdered them. That was pretty cool. After telling her where she's, you know, when she has the thing. And he just put a...
not gonna lie. It was not to sound creepy, but it was an elite level, like, monologue.
Oh, 100%.
Like when he, like
that was villainous, bro.
Bro, like when he pulled out the cellophane and he was like, yo, this thing is 0.005 like centimeters,
meters,
whatever
millimeters of a,
and he was just like that's all it takes. You know, that's the like the barrier between you and life. And like he was just throwing the film on top of her face,
taking it off, taking it off,
because genuinely I thought it was like a rape scene at first.
I thought so too,
and then it wasn't.
No.
But that, I don't know if that made it worse or not.
No, it could have been though. I think
I don't know what he was gonna do afterwards.
I think he was saying, like, with Nadia and the other friend, I think he did say that he did stuff with them and then killed them. I'm not too sure. I might be wrong on that, but that was my impression of it. But that guy was a villain, bro. Yeah. My God, there's people like that in real life.
And again, like,
goodness,
and like the first time because again, like he tries to drug her, and I was like, why? Like, you're already,
bro. What's your obsession with drugging people?
Because I was like with the brother, I get it, right? Like, you want to sleep with his sister, you want him to be asleep, yada yada. Kind of crazy way to go about it. Crazy way to go about it.
Way of going around it.
But the first time he tries to drug her, I'm like, what the like? You're already together. You're already sleeping together.
Yeah.
What is the point of you drugging her?
To do?
Yeah. Like I
didn't piece it together.
I would have never put two and two together.
I didn't piece it together. I was like, yo, this guy's weird, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I would have never put two and two together. And then
comes back around.
Yeah, and then it comes back around. It's like, okay, he's gonna drug her again. What is the
point?
Yeah. Then I'm like, he's gonna. Why would he do that?
And then he's like, oh, now I'm in control, and he like moves her body around. And I was like, okay, he's gonna do some weird stuff. And then he just grabs out that thing and then just monologue,
just starts suffocating her.
Like, yo, this guy is actually like a elite level villain.
Yeah,
this guy is the worst person in the world.
Yeah,
this guy needs to die.
Yeah,
immediately.
And again, like, what an anticlimactic battle to me. I would have loved to see him get beat up at least. Just beat him up a little bit.
Straight death.
Yeah, they essentially just jump out the window. That was I didn't like that too much. That was kind of trash to me.
I will say in the end, I love the fact it's so tragic. No one wins. No one. The family is not any more close together. I think the only person that accepts things is the daughter. Other than that, but she's still traumatized to hell.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, the father is doesn't know what to do. He's still not, he's lost. He definitely can't divorce her now, his wife, who he's not happy with.
Yeah.
The wife.
We don't know that because, again, before they left, too, they were like, you know what I mean?
I don't know.
Like before they left, there was this whole thing about, like...
what an interesting film, though.
Yeah, for sure.
What an interesting film. Not a horror film. If you wanted to see a horror film, don't watch that.
No.
Very interesting, very unique. I could talk about the film for a while as well. Honestly, I could do a whole one-off video of that, just based. But what did you give Presents then?
I probably have Presents.
Yeah, Presents.
I liked it better than Den of Thieves. I think it's my favorite movie.
What
of the month?
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, we are off.
Because what?
I hated the awkwardness of it.
I don't know. I mean,
to me that was so bad. I hated the.
I don't know. I feel like every movie has like that weird. You know what I mean?
It was unnecessary.
I don't know. For me, sex scenes in general just are awkward.
No, but I'm not even talking about the sex scenes. To me, it was like the stuff around that. I hated it. The whole teen romance stuff. I hated it.
Oh, okay.
Every second of it, I hated it. Mm-hmm. And just the whole fact that I came in thinking it was gonna be a horror film, and it just did not. It was not what I expected. Mm-hmm. So for me, I knocked it down a couple points. That being said, I gave it an 8.
You gave it an 8?
Gave it an 8. I'm not gonna say it's better than Dogman.
You're not gonna say it's better than Dogman?
I would rather watch Dogman than Presents.
Yeah, but again, it's not. I don't know, man. A Presents is a drama.
Yeah,
dramas are very emotionally draining. I can't throw on Presents. You know what I mean?
That's why I can't give this film any higher than an 8.
But again, how many times I can watch a movie? It's not like a.
I'm not gonna watch either film ever again. But if I have a choice, as much as I loved everything the Presents did, and it was super unique and incredible, I can't put it over some of the films that I gave higher. Especially even last month where we gave The Order 9.5. I can watch The Order 100 times.
I definitely could not.
I can watch that film so many times.
I couldn't watch The Order more than once. That's another one. It's just super emotionally draining. I just can't. That's something I can just keep throwing on and throwing on and throwing on. It's not it's not like that fantastical. Where like an Interstellar to me.
Sure.
Where yes, there's drama in there, but the drama's super duper secondary to the
grand story.
Yeah, exactly. There's just so much more going on that takes center stage for a lot of it that you that's why I can watch that over and over again. But again, it doesn't mean that obviously, not obviously, but for me, Interstellar's a better film than those two.
Yes, of course.
But its replayability has nothing to do with that.
Sure. Well, okay, then I don't know. So I gave Present an 8. You give it what, 9 then?
No, I was gonna give it an 8.5 too.
8.5?
Yeah, I'll give it 8.5. I'll still sell it at an 8.
You said all 8?
I'll sell it at an 8.
Just because I can't put it over Den of Thieves or Dogman, no way.
Not Den of Thieves. Okay, interesting. I put it over. They're the same to me. Maybe not better, but they're the same. Especially again, like we spoke about earlier, I can appreciate how compact it is.
Yeah, that's true. That is. The runtime was.
Yeah,
nice.
I can appreciate how compact it is. That for me also is does a lot. It gets a lot across in a little bit of time. Like I said, my only real problem with the movie is the brother's death to me was unnecessary. Just like most people's death and companion to me was unnecessary.
Okay.
It's just his death was
Okay. So then, we'll set it at an 8.
Yeah, I'm cool with an 8.
Presents 8 out of 10. Let's talk about Valient One, and that's it. And before this episode gets too long. So Valient One, you watched the first half more than I did. I got there a little bit later.
I mean, you didn't miss too much.
I didn't miss too much. No, I understood it. That was a good film.
Yeah,
I actually really liked.
Yeah,
Valient One.
I was surprised. I'm not too into those military type movies.
Neither am I.
You know what I mean? I don't really care for it. It was supposed to be based on true events or a true story.
Yeah.
Big whoop. Doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah.
Things I liked about it.
The comedy was great.
Yeah, I think the banter was good.
Banter was fantastic.
The banter was good.
Which is crazy because usually in films like that, I don't like comedy. But I'm like, man, these are people are in serious situations. Why are they making jokes and doing all these things? To me, it didn't take away from the suspense at all.
Yeah,
it was
because it wasn't like they were it wasn't like we're under fire, and then they were trying to make a joke while they're under fire. It was like all right, boom, like crisis averted. All right, now we're alone.
Yeah.
Joke.
I mean, no, but even during one of them, right, when the Korean guy comes in with the gun, and he's like, "Yo, I forget his name, but he's like, yo, what is he saying?
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
He's like, I don't know speak Korean. My grandparents are, bro. You know,
Yeah.
that was funny, even though it was a tense scene.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It didn't cut the tension.
Because it was realistic.
Yeah.
Because it was realistic.
It didn't cut away from the tension.
Me, I don't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
but everybody assumes I speak Spanish.
Right.
So like to me that was like, I get it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
I like you understand how often people come up to me like, us old Spanish. Like, come ask me for directions in Spanish.
Lost.
No idea what I'm doing.
Yeah.
No idea what I'm doing, man.
Right.
It's like stuff like that. I get it. You know what I mean?
I love the comedy in this film. Based on a true story, it didn't matter, but it was cool the fact that was a real story.
Yeah,
I think that's
sure.
sick. The fact that actually happened, badass. I was really shocked. I don't know why I was so shocked, but I was taken aback
By
when spoilers when the little girl's parents get shot in the head.
yeah.
Like when they just get bang bang shot.
Yeah.
Each of them, I was shocked.
I wasn't.
Not like I don't even know why, because like I know for a fact those militaries are brutal.
Yeah.
I know Asian countries, the dangerous parts are brutal. But still, I was like, man.
Yeah, I knew
for real?
I knew they were gonna die the minute they didn't put away the sergeant's body.
Yeah, that was already.
Once they took that body out the shed, I was like, okay, yeah, they're finished because like,
100%.
what are they even gonna say at this
They have
point?
nothing to say.
Yeah.
Nothing to say. So that was the whole thing. The whole north to south bridge too at the end.
Yeah.
That was kind of like wild.
How convenient. But what was I gonna say?
I don't have
Okay.
too much to say about this film, though. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie.
The
Action was great.
yeah, the action was great. It was really suspenseful. There was a scene where they're running away from a helicopter, and there's a sniper in the helicopter,
Yeah,
right?
that
And they're
was
trying,
nice.
and they're like everybody's like hugging a tree so they won't be spotted. And what are the because this is essentially like I don't know if it's like a theme or whatever the case is, but one of the things that I notice or like that I feel like is talked bad about is like that, what do you call it, bro? Like that just like blind loyalty that you kind of have when you're in an organization like that, like especially the military. And like at first I could kind of relate to the IT guy.
Okay.
In the sense that like like the main character, hold on, let me pull it up so I can actually get their names right.
What are the names? Because I don't know any of their names, unfortunately.
Hold on. All right, so what's this guy's name? All right, there's Shelby, there's Josh, there's Wilson, Jonah. This guy, who is this? They don't have his name on here for the character that he played. Whatever. I'm just gonna call him by his actor's name. So Chase is the main guy or whatever, and he's essentially like the next in command.
They call him Dogpack, right?
Huh?
Dogpack, Dogman.
I don't remember. No.
Rockman, Rockpack, something like that.
Yeah.
They called him a nickname.
That was his last name.
Whatever.
That was his last name. It was like Beckman or something. I don't know. It was something weird like
They
that.
called him that, so
Regardless, right? Like, whatever. The main character is essentially he becomes the leader of the group purely based off rank, right? And he's only as high rank as he is because he's just been in the military that long. But he has seen zero action.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's just he's a behind the desk kind of guy. He's a pencil pusher. He has no idea what he's doing.
Yeah.
But now he has to lead a team because he has to lead a team. Like that's just basically it. And I kind of related to the IT guy at first because like he's just like, yo, this guy doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like why are you guys just like blindly following this guy? And he's very clearly like unaware of everything. Like he doesn't know how to read a map. He doesn't know like what the next steps are. Like he's lost. I'm not about to follow this guy.
No.
But they're like, no, like he's next in command. We follow him.
Yeah.
This is how this works. They're like dogs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's like he's leader now,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah.
But again, it's like it's one of those things where like they support him.
They do.
You know what I mean? So it's like no, because like no matter what his decision was, they try to make the best out of every decision that he made.
100%.
You know what I mean? And I feel like the movie kind of sheds a good light on like what it's like to be in the military, I guess.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And like
It really is.
Like,
The
and that's
acting
sort
is-
of like teamwork. You know what I mean?
The acting is A1.
Yeah.
A1, man. I really did feel their anguish, their shock, their mental drain. Like they were drained. I mean, especially when they almost shot the little girl.
Yeah.
When their Sarge died, when the IT guy died, when all those things happened, they were torn. They're distraught.
Yeah.
They're hurting. And I could really feel that. Their acting was fantastic. Their banter was always great.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like military banter, I feel like it really is like that. I don't know too many people in the military. And if I do, I'm not too close with them. But I know military guys are usually like funny and they have a lot of things going on. And so, especially like on TikTok, you can see military guys.
They just traumatize people, buddy.
Yeah, they're just traumatized people.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
that's all
funny,
it is.
So.
But yeah, I think
I like the film a lot.
to comment on what you said earlier, though, I did think it sucked. Like the first 2 people to die in the movie, technically the first 2 casualties only came from the plane crash, right? Mm-hmm. So like I wasn't really feeling it. I didn't really care.
Yeah,
I thought I really cared, but like,
you didn't know them.
Yeah,
you weren't connected with them.
Yeah, and like it was like a nature thing. You know what I mean? Like, damn, plane crash, they died. That sucks.
Okay, yeah.
But the first 2 actual casualties ended up being civilians. That kind of sucked.
It does suck.
That kind of sucked. Orphaned the kid immediately.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Orphaned the kid immediately.
They were gonna leave her too.
No.
Yeah, they were like, leave her there. She's safe there.
Yeah. Because like in the hole.
Oh, okay.
Like in the hole. Like don't try to take her outside the house and like move her around. There's hostiles outside.
I thought they were just gonna...
No way. Then it's like no. It's funny. Nobody in the military actually died in a gunfight.
No.
Not the 2 younger guys, not the main guy, and not what's her name? And not Shelby. Like they all lived. So like the survivor's guilt must be insane. You know what I mean? Like, could you imagine? Because like the main character, it was like his idea to go into the shed. Now this Korean family, this girls got orphaned. These two guys,
right?
This happy family just got ended because their house was there. And he decided that they just had to go in the house. There. You know what I mean? Then it was like the IT guy died saving Shelby. How does that feel?
She must feel,
bro. How does that freaking feel? That's garbage.
Right. And that was like the only action he did all movie. Too.
Yeah. He got a gun. Used the gun like properly.
And
then died anyway. Yeah. It was like it kind of sucked. It kind of sucked. It definitely pulling your heartstrings because it's like these people didn't die like being dumb. You know what I mean? That's what it was.
It's just the casualties of war and all those
exactly.
things. It was really sad, but what would you give this then? I liked the film a lot, honestly. I don't have too much to say because it's just an action, true story, like military film. Mm-hmm. I loved it. Mm-hmm. What would you give it?
I give it 7.5.
I can live with that. I was gonna rock with. I think I gave it an 8, but I can rock with 7.5. Honestly, I'm living with that. So
okay.
All right, Valient One 7.5.
Yeah, it wasn't to me like it just wasn't as deep as like say like The Presence, and also too, it was pretty cliche. I mean,
true.
There wasn't anything like I didn't think the main character was gonna die at any point.
No.
Do you know what I mean? I knew like the minute he told everybody to go away, even though he still had the gun that he had to give to the commander's son. Yeah. Like I knew like there's just certain things I was just like okay, like that like big
war. It didn't have all that. So let me run down all the ratings of the films we watched this month, just so if you didn't catch the last episode, you can kind of see it. These were all the January films that we watched. Technically, these are all the films that we could watch. There were more films in January, but this is a good list if you wanted to watch every film in January. So our worst, we're going to go worst to best. So Flight Risk, 4.5 out of 10. Better Man, 5 out of 10. Companion, 5.5 out of 10. The Room Next Door, 6.5 out of 10. Brave the Dark, 6.5 out of 10. One of Them Days, 7 out of 10. Valiant One, 7.5 out of 10. And then it goes Last Showgirl, 8 out of 10. Mm-hmm. The Presence, 8 out of 10. Dogman, 8.5 out of 10, and Den of Thieves 2 Pantera, 8.5 out of 10. If you like those ratings, let us know. If you don't, let us know as well. Obviously, people are going to know. Let us know regardless.
Yeah, literally. We like the engagement.
Yeah, that's always super fun to hear what people say or what people think. So really appreciate any and all support. Next episode comes out in 2 weeks, and we'll watch all the February films, including... what is that? Captain America, Brave New World.
Yes, sir.
We'll be catching that. And some new stuff coming through. A lot of horror films this next month, especially some loved ones as well for February.
Let's hope it's not false advertisement.
We'll see what happens, but yeah, I guess thank you for watching. That was everything. We'll see you, in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, yeah.
I'll be posting videos, but in 2 weeks.
Valentine's Day, I think.
Oh, wow, yeah. Valentine's Day.
I think it is.
I think it is, you're right. Damn, episode on Valentine's Day.
Yeah. That's literally.
We're gonna have to
next Friday to Friday. We
gotta hold hands the entire episode.
Yeah. We gotta wear red that day. we gotta red a pink that day.
We gotta wear red. We gotta be shirtless. We gotta make out on camera.
On camera?
On camera.
I do it, but not shirtless.
Okay. Well, that's everything then. All right.
Oh, he did? What happened?